In this video, I'm going to show you how to place the rear shock absorbers on this Ram 2500. They go from the rear axle to the frame of the vehicle. Let's get started. I'm going to support the rear axle so that it doesn't drop down too far once I disconnect the rear shock. If you're doing this with the vehicle still on the ground and the wheel on, you don't need to do this because obviously it's resting on the ground, but because I'm up in the air, I'm going to support it. You only want to put just a little bit of pressure on it. It's just so that it doesn't drop down. Don't lift it up too high. Now use a 21mm socket and a 21mm wrench. Hold the bolt and remove the nut. If you follow the shock all the way up, you'll see where it bolts on. There's the threaded shaft that comes out of the shock with an 18mm mounting nut on it. This is going to be the hardest part of this job because it's difficult to get to. You can either go from the wheel well side or do what I'm going to do and go from the back side. Now, because this is quite rusty, as you can see, I'm going to put an induction heater on it. It's difficult to have a small flame pointed at it unless you have a fine-tipped torch. So the induction heater is going to be the safest method. Hopefully yours isn't as rusty and you can remove it easily with a wrench, but mine is going to be a fight. Alright, so the shaft of the shock is starting to spin with the mounting nut, which is normal, unfortunately. You can hold it with locking pliers or a 9mm socket, or a wrench if that's what you have, but a socket is going to be the best choice for me. I have this that's shallow enough to fit in there. My 9mm does not fit up there anymore, so I'm going to hold the shock absorber just by hand and try to unthread this mounting nut the last couple turns that it has left. All right, that mounting nut is finally off. And now with that mounting nut off, take the shock absorber, pull it out of its bracket on the bottom, wiggle it off, and here it is. It is important that you start or prime your new shock before installing it, and that entails compressing it all the way down. I'm going to hold it between my boots. I put a socket on the end of it so that I am able to press down with a larger surface area. That way I don't get hurt. Compress it all the way down till it bottoms out, and then let it expand by itself. It will go slow, and the more you do it, the more difficult it will be. That's normal. That means everything is mixing up inside, all the oils and gases, and is activating. If you don't do this, not only can it reduce the lifespan of the shock, but you might hear some clunking over bumps as things mix up completely because it doesn't travel this much while it's in the vehicle. So you need to get it ready to go, basically. And that way everything is all set. I'm going to do this about 3 to 5 times. While you do this, you want to make sure that it stays upright, because if it doesn't, it's not going to work right. From up top on the frame, remove this washer and bushing that is left here. Now take the new shock absorber and slide it up into the frame. It's going to be difficult to see where it goes in, but just try to feel for it and line it up with that lower bushing. Oh, there we go. That just popped through. Now at the bottom, line it up with its mounting bracket and we'll stick the bolt through. Remember, the bolt went in from the outside towards the inside with the mounting nut over here. Since we have this in position, might as well tighten it up and torque it. Snug it up with your 21 socket and wrench. The torque for this is 136 foot-pounds. If you have to hold the bolt side, go ahead so it doesn't spin. That way you get an accurate torque spec. And there it is. Now back up top, put in the upper bushing and then the washer and of course the brand new mounting nut. If you need to adjust the height of the rear axle so the shock can go up into the body, or on the frame that is, raise up your support that you already had in place. And now thread on the mounting nut. The new mounting nut should also be an 18 millimeter in size, just like the original. And I'm going to use my ratcheting wrench. Now, unfortunately, I can't torque this. The torque is 33 foot-pounds, but there's no way I'm going to be able to get a torque wrench in here. So I'm just going to make it nice and snug. The rubber bushings should squish a little bit, but shouldn't completely flatten. And that's how you know it's properly tightened. Oh, looks like I'm spinning the whole shock. So I'm going to hold it. There we go. That's basically bottomed out. The nut just ran out of threads. So that's perfect. Now you can remove whatever support you used for the rear axle, if you did. Now do the same on the other side. I always recommend replacing these in pairs.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.